My name is Cassandra Kellaway, and I'm here to talk to you today about how to become a registered travel agent, the YTB way. So YTB is the founding company. They're the ones that are offering you this opportunity. And along with that, you're going to receive the support of registered travel agents Grace and Cassandra Kellaway. That's myself and my mother, and we're the owners of Cruise Control Getaways. So a little about us. We have graduated from Ashworth College in travel, although you will not be required to do so. However, we graduated with a 4.0 GPA, so we do know what we're talking about. We are TICO certified. That is the Travel Industry Council of Ontario, and they set the educational standards. You will be required to pass an exam by them, but it's 50 questions and it's multiple choice, and we will help you study through it. So basically, our role is your sponsors. Essentially, we're going to be the ones assisting you through the process, helping you to become successful in what you do. We are not only travel agents, but we're also representatives, so that's why we're sharing this opportunity with you, trying to help others become involved with the travel industry. So a little about how it works. So YTB stands for Your Travel Biz. They offer you the ability to own your own business under their company umbrella, covering you for errors and omissions. Okay, so that's important, guys. You're going to have all of the same tax benefits as a business owner. You're going to essentially be a business owner, okay? But you're not paying any insurance into it. You're not putting any risk out there. It's a heck of a lot easier, I tell you that. So there's low monthly overhead. So as with any business, you're going to have overhead costs. This business, however, happens to be under $50 a month. And that's with YTB only. You're not going to find things like that, prices like that anywhere else. So there's no need, before I start that, I don't know how many of you know about TICO, or about, the laws and legislation surrounding them. But when you start getting into it a little bit, the question might pop up, do I need to register with TICO as a business owner? So the answer is always no, you do not, so long as you are being paid by YTB. You can consider yourself an independent contractor working with YTB. They're paying you, so you essentially are not taking money from the clients and do not need to be do not need to be registered with them. However, you must be TICO certified, which is the exam that I was talking about. But it has its benefits because once you do, you have access to all of YTB's travel tools right from your very own home office. You receive access to ongoing support and training, as well as online classes and certifications, and that's provided by YTB, by our suppliers, by Cruise Control Getaways. It's endless, the amount of opportunities that we're providing you with and the amount of tools that we're providing you with, especially taking into consideration the low monthly overhead. And that doesn't begin until month 2. So the benefits: limitless income potential. YTB offers many incentives and programs. You gain the freedom to travel, the freedom to work for yourself. You make your own hours, okay? You travel as an insider. You have exclusive pricing emailed directly to your inbox on almost a daily basis. Ongoing education, online vendor certifications, access to low e-price campus material. That's optional, but it can increase your commission earnings. So if you can afford it, even if you can afford it in a year from now, you can still sign up and complete the e-campus later. Maybe after you start earning money, and then you can afford it, right? So ongoing in-person seminars and online conferences, webinars, training sessions. The in-person things will mostly be by Cruise Control Getaways. Some of the seminars are held in Toronto, and you'll get to meet the whole team and the coaches and everybody. It's great. On top of that, you get login info to 7 different booking engines. That gives you access to thousands of vendors, suppliers, consolidators, vacation packages, you name it. You can even buy flowers, for crying out loud. So you get very own YTB website, and that's open 24 hours a day. So you can earn without even lifting a finger. Every time someone uses your site instead of going to Expedia and booking their trip, you're going to earn off of that. So just one more way for you to make money. And that's not to mention that with YTB, you get your own shopping website as well. So it's linked to places like Walmart and Staples, the Travel Network. You can buy flowers, you can buy travel, or like, photo engraved gifts, that kind of stuff. You can buy almost anything there. So if you can avoid going to the store for something, as long as you don't need like milk or toilet paper or something, then book it online for yourself and earn a commission. Get your friends to go there and book their stuff online so you can earn a commission. A lot of it has free shipping on top of that. So as long as they're using your link, you receive commission for that. Essentially, you can buy your own business supplies online, earn a commission off of them, and then at tax time, claim it as a business expense. On top of that, other tax benefits. So home deductions. If you have 3 bedrooms in your house and you're using one of those as office space, that's a third of your rent, hydro, everything that you can earn. Car and other related expenses. So fuel, repairs, maintenance. Keep a log in your car, and every time you use it for business, write down how the mileage that you use on that business trip, and then all that you can claim in full. Office equipment and specialty equipment. So you're going to need fax machines and a printer and, all that kind of stuff. You can claim those in full at tax time. Scanners. And that even goes right down to stupid things like pencil and paper that you would never think to save the receipts for, but do because it all adds up. Entertainment and travel expenses. So you can, for one, if you need to go out and have a meal with a potential client, since you're not allowed to bring them back to your house, so you have to go out for dinner, right? Well, keep that receipt. Other than alcohol, you can claim that on your taxes. For travel expenses, it's now an educational purpose. You need to travel. You need to try the product before you sell it. And you claim trip expenses in full. So you get a discount when you're booking it. You earn a commission off of it, right? And then at tax time, you get to claim that in full. So what about dedicated phone and internet? I know people who claim both of those in full at tax time, like 100% of it. But of course, that if you only use 50% and you only have the paperwork to back up that you use 50% for it, then you're going to get yourself into some trouble, right? So be careful, but know that there are boundaries you can push. So members of the family, in my case, 50% of my monthly earnings go to my mom. She's my business partner. She's a secondary applicant on my business ownership, but she's still getting 50%. So at tax time, that's now a business expense. Sorry. So initial investment, whatever you pay into this, all of that is tax deductible. So any professional travel courses, anything that you decide to do that you don't already have free access to through YTB, which you will most of the time. So anything extra that you decide to do, you're going to be able to claim that at the end of the year on your business tax deductions. So other than tax benefits, fam trips, that was another one that deserves an entirely whole new benefits page all to itself. So as a travel agent, it is your job to test the product and services before you sell it, as we talked about. So that includes hotel, car rental companies, flights, cruise, hotels, resorts, etc. You name it, you can probably get an exclusive price on it. So they all want you to try their products. They want you to come home and tell your clients, um, I went on Carnival Cruises and I loved it. It was the best cruise I've ever been on. I really need to send you on one of those cruises, and that way you're going to sell more of those trips, right, from that cruise line. So that's what they want. So often they're going to give it to you for dirt cheap, just in hopes that you're going to refer more people, right? So you might even get a 6-night cruise for under $100 a night, and all you did is attend a 2-hour seminar while on board, and paid for your flight. So at this point, most of you are going, okay, what's the catch? This is way too good to be true. Am I right? Okay, so there's really no catch to it, guys. We offer you this travel agent opportunity along with the ongoing support, and we offer it to you for less than our competitors do. We have a one-time fee of $249 plus tax, and that covers your startup costs, ongoing support, training, website startup, and booking engine login, setup for both of those, help studying for TICO, access to all of our free training, access to our vendors, suppliers, consolidators, vacation packages, including car rental, hotel, flight, cruise, you name it, and you have access to it through us. You also receive access to incentive programs, access to e-campus material at a very low cost, as we discussed. You will never have any quota with YT. You have access to everything you could possibly need to get started, and instead of going out and buying a franchise for 10 grand or starting a business without anyone helping you for far much more than 10 grand, we give it to you for $249. Our biggest competitor right now is Expedia, and they offer you the exact same product for, for twice as much money and with half of the incentive. So consider what you would be getting for such a low price, especially considering that you can claim that expense in full at tax time. Okay, so to go over monthly overhead costs, so like any business owner, you're going to have some sort of business overhead, right? In this case, it's going to be to keep your websites and booking engines going, right? For the continuous support and education that you're receiving on behalf of two different companies, mind you, as well as like supplier and consolidator access as well. So in this case, you pay for with the 249 that you initially pay. You pay to set all of them up, to get your login information, and it actually covers for the first 2 months. So on month 2 is when you actually pay your first installment of your monthly overhead cost, which is the $50 per month plus tax, so it's like 52 something. Um, yeah, so and that, like I said, that's to keep everything going and keep you connected. And not to mention, there's also the opportunity when you join as a representative that you can waive your monthly fee, and we'll actually talk about that a little bit more detail in a few moments. But yeah, essentially, you could have absolutely no travel agency overhead, and there is no business out there that offers you the opportunity to be a business owner with $0 down per month. You're basically, I mean, YTD has decided that if you sign up free people, basically, that you don't have to pay for your monthly overhead. They're going to cover it for you. So this is obviously a presentation about how to become a travel agent, not how to become a rep. The rep is totally optional. I'll go over it briefly. If you're not interested in multi-level marketing and you want nothing to do with the rep option, that is totally okay. Just close your ears for a few seconds here. And anyone who is interested in becoming affiliated with marketing, I guess, and how to get involved with the rep option, let me know and I'll set you up with appropriate videos. So becoming a rep is not mandatory, and it has nothing to do really with the travel agent opportunity. They're two totally different things, two completely different companies actually. And when you become a rep, you can then waive your monthly travel agency overhead costs by signing up 3 new agents. Um, so become a travel agent, add on the rep opportunity, and have no travel agency overhead. However, again, not mandatory. So if you can do that in less than 30 days of signing up, which many people do, you become a member of what we call a power team. So when you become a member of the power team, you get a 50% price match. So YTB is basically going to give you 50% of everything that your rep slash RTA makes. So a 50% price match, and you're not even lifting a finger. And that's only to touch basis on, the incentives that YTB offers, both the RTAs and the reps. So if you don't become a member of the power team in under 30 days, not to fret, you will become a member and you will gain the exact same access to the exact same incentives. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to do that, so you have to sign up 6 reps instead of 3. But you can do that over a course of, 3 months, 3 years, doesn't matter. Back to the travel agent opportunity now. So there's quite a bit of optional cost. This is all things that aren't mandatory, but things that you might want to take into consideration. When I first got started, I had no idea that I would be putting money into some of the things that I do choose to put money into. So if you want to take this business as far as you can, you may want to consider buying a domain name or website builder. So you do get a website with YTB, but you might want to personalize it with business logos, business info, as well as your own promos and contests. You could do like a no booking fee promo or a contest to win no booking fees for 2 years if you wanted to. Plus, with this option, you can then use search engine optimization, and that's going to boost the amount of traffic that you get on your website and therefore increase your earnings, right? You might also want to consider business cards and other promotional materials, flyers, and whatnot. So there's 2 ways to get involved. You can either choose to do a business name registration, which is what I've done. So we registered the name Control Getaways. It basically all depends on what you want your business card to say. But there's no need to take this step if you're all right with using your first and last name. There's nothing wrong with that. Many people do, and those people are very successful. It's all about a matter of where you're looking to take this business and what kind of appearance you want to have. Both options use sole proprietorship. So when you register a business name, just let them know that it is sole proprietorship. So with first and last names, you also have that as your second option. And keep in mind, you don't have to do it alone. So you can fill out a secondary applicant form and have a business partner, like my mother Grace and myself have done. So you and your business partner, if applicable, can register using sole proprietorship. So this is the simplest way to get involved. You take your primary applicant and you enter their first and last name. And there's no need to register a business name. Business name registration, it cost us $68 with Service Ontario. So we'll get into TICO certification. So in order to sell travel for an Ontario registered travel agency, you must be TICO certified. There's no way around that. So if you go to the TICO website, there's a study manual. That's only 5 short chapters. There you will also find the registration form and a list of proctored venues where you can write your exam. So you must first find a proctor in your area. You just call them to choose an exam date and time, and then you fill out the registration form on the TICO website. You will receive a confirmation through email of your date. So the exam, it's not really graded. There is no exact answer key in order to mark your exam. There's only guidelines. So basically they want to see that you understand the basics and that your answers reflect good work ethics. So the exam's only 50 questions and it's multiple choice. And remember, we will help you study. So a proctor costs $25 and the Travel Industry Council Exam of Ontario, that costs $35, and you can claim both of those expenses in full at tax time. So I'll tell you a little bit about our experience. So when we were at our first seminar in Toronto, we met a woman who had actually received $1 million commission check. So that's not, her working for 10 years and over the course of 10 years she earned $1 million total. No, that's one commission check for $1 million. So of course, I'm not trying to say that we're going to make you all millionaires or anything, but I wanted to bring that up because it just goes to show that if you set your mind to it, that you can accomplish anything with YTB. So we were initially motivated by the lifestyle associated with becoming an agent. But I tell you about the $1 million earner because at the end of the day, it's the reason why we chose to take this opportunity with YTB to the extent that we did. And that's because we saw potential. We saw that there was limitless income potential. So YTB offers you two ways to get involved: as an agent selling travel, or as a representative selling our company and our name, and our travel store, essentially. So they even offer you a way to get paid off of, your own travel, and a way to get paid for shopping.
Welcome to the 1 Minute MBA. Everything you need to know in 5 easy steps. Step 1, simple. Start a business from your home office, dorm room, or garage. Steve Jobs did it. Jeff Bezos did it. So did Mark Zuckerberg. You can too. Second, pick the right industry. In other words, don't open a store that sells 8-track tapes, lead paint, or steam engines. 3, use social media. Look, don't waste money on advertising. It's dead. Share, post, and tweet. Trust me, you'll attract an army. Number 4, go with a proven market leader, one that has money, talent, and infrastructure. Why? Because 95% of startups fail, and you don't want to be part of that train wreck, believe me. And number 5, start. Just start. Even if it's just part-time. Make a decision and start. That's it. Everything you need to know to start your own business in 1 minute. Stanford would have charged you 90 grand. Harvard, even more. You just got it for free. And no embarrassing hatting down or student loans to pay back either. Graduation, that's easy. Just hit the next button below.
It just makes sense. All the experts agree. Starting a home-based business is the smart decision. But if you're going to start a business today, you want to make sure it's fun, exciting, lucrative, and growing. A business that you can start part-time around your current situation at a low cost. Well, guess what? You found it. The industry is travel. Vacations, tours, cruises, adventure. The one product that everyone in the world wants. And it doesn't matter where people live, what language they speak, or what they do for a living, they all want to travel. And that's why travel is the largest industry in the world. It's a fact. The travel industry is an $8 trillion marketplace. It's true. Just yesterday, $18 billion was spent on travel. In the last hour, $750 million. Is it fun? Yes. Exciting? Yes. Lucrative? At $750 million an hour? What do you think? But let's face it, travel has changed. According to Forbes magazine, internet travel sites have essentially erased the need for brick-and-mortar agencies. Well, think about it. When's the last time you were in a travel agency? If you're like most people, it's been forever because you, like almost everybody these days, books online. You do the work, but you don't make the commission. Well, that has changed. It's a fact. We can show you how to have your very own online travel site. A site where you, your friends, family, and coworkers can book their own travel, and you make the commission. A site that is powered by World Choice Travel, a division of industry giant Travelocity, with access to all the greatest airlines, cruise ships, and tour operators at the same price or lower than any other travel site. And when you or your friends book, you get paid. How much? Just look at this example. Let's say your cousin and his wife books a 7-night ocean view cruise on a popular cruise line from your travel site. Remember, they did all the work, they did all the research, but you just made $281 in commission. And that can and does happen all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because the internet never sleeps. Think about it. Who do you know that's going to travel this year? Well, if your site had that exact same trip, the same room, the same cabin, the same ship, at the same price or better than one of those big travel companies, would they book from you? Absolutely. Why not? You see, this came from a simple idea. We said, what if, instead of spending millions of dollars on advertising, we let people like you get their own branded travel site and let you use social media to share it? Well, that's what we did. And it has revolutionized the industry and created a dynamic, home-based business that you can start completely part-time and right now for less than you can imagine. And it's working. In fact, our company helped stay-at-home moms, busy white-collar executives, and part-time students sell over $2 billion in travel over the last 10 years. And that's just the beginning, because we also have another business model. You see, we figure that if you think owning your own travel website makes sense, that you might want to share the concept with others as well. Do that, and we can show you how to potentially make a small fortune. So, take the next step. Watch the next video that will introduce you to our company and answer all of your questions and see where you fit into this exciting, fun, lucrative business. All right, congratulations! If you're watching this video, you see the potential. And you're right. With over $18 billion being spent in travel worldwide every day, there definitely is an opportunity. And the best part is you can get started immediately, working this business part-time from your home around your schedule. When you become a referring travel agent or RTA, you'll receive a state-of-the-art website powered by World Choice Travel, a division of Travelocity. This site is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And every time someone books a cruise, a hotel, a trip, we send you between 60 and 85% of the commission, even if you book the trip for yourself. Your site will be branded to you and features the biggest names in travel. All you do is get the word out that you are in the travel business. You can do this at one of our famous travel parties by sending out email invitations with a link to your website or via social media like Facebook and Twitter. Let's say a friend of yours books an all-inclusive trip for two to Cancun. They get an awesome Superior room at a 5-star hotel, and you earn $288 in commissions just for pointing them to your site. But that's just the beginning. What about organizing a group? Let's say you're a golfer. You put together 4 foursomes to go to beautiful St. Andrews. They get a trip of a lifetime. You go for free and make over $2,000 in commission. And if you want to maximize your commissions and opportunities, you can take our additional online training courses and become a bona fide travel agent, opening up the entire world of travel, including fam trips. So, how do travel agents learn about resorts and exotic destinations? They take what we call familiarization trips, or fam trips for short. It's a time to explore and learn at a dramatically reduced price. Here are some examples. Tahiti, 5 days at an all-inclusive 5-star resort. Retail price, $3,279 per person. Your price as a YTB agent, only $549. How do you go? Simple. Just take an online course, become a Tahitian vacation specialist, and sign up. Then, if your friends and family decide to go at the retail price, you earn the commission. Here's another one. How about a 7-day cruise in the Mediterranean? Retail price $2,924 per person. Your price as a YTB agent, only $299. The requirements? Just attend 2 4-hour seminars while you're on the ship, learning about the cruise line, the ports of call, and the shipboard activities, and you're in. And with that new knowledge, think of all the people you could share this trip with and earn commissions by doing it. You're probably saying to yourself, sounds great, but what does it cost? Well, that's the best part. You see, in the old days, you could have spent a fortune opening up a brick-and-mortar travel agency with rent, furniture, filing cabinets, and overhead. But we've already established that online is the way to go, so you have some options. You could be like Barry Diller and spend $5.1 billion to buy Expedia. You could open a cruise ship center franchise for $180,000. You could buy a cruise planners for $9,995. Or you could buy your very own state-of-the-art travel business for a one-time fee of only $249 and only $49.95 a month for all the hosting, marketing, and tech support you need. A turnkey business for only $249 and $49.95 a month? Yes, and it's working. In fact, we've sold over $2 billion worth of travel through this exact state-of-the-art system. Look, you've seen the potential. You've seen the opportunity. You know that all the experts agree that owning a home-based business makes sense. So the only question is, what do you like best? The money The travel, the freedom, or all three? Make a decision to get started. Start booking your travel on your own site. Start sharing your site with everyone you know, and start today. And oh, by the way, you can also become a rep for our company. Completely optional, no cost. I mean, if you see the potential, you probably know others who would like their own travel business, right? That's what reps do. They simply share the business concept with others. And it can be incredibly lucrative. If you're interested, just watch the rep opportunity over here. And welcome to your new travel business.
I believe there's a huge difference in the way that successful people and unsuccessful people think. And I believe that success itself is not some big mystery that people haven't figured out before, even though when we are struggling and we're fighting and we're just trying to make it through day by day and get better and better and better, it can feel like this arduous, unknowable process, but success has been figured out. And we all know it's a mindset game. I mean, most of success is just about how we use our psychology. I remember when I was going to start my business and I really wanted to be good at it. You know, I was trying to become an author and a speaker and do these types of videos and do some online training for people on the topics of motivation and marketing. And you know, all these people were saying, well, Brendan, you may or may not be successful at that, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, it's a weird thing. It's not like there's a trait of successful people. You look across history and successful people, they're not from a given background. They don't come from a specific economic stature. They're not in a position where, they're one demographic or another demographic. I mean, it's all over. I mean, we've got thousands of collective years of history. People succeed, some people do, some people don't. And I think it more comes down to how do we manage our mind and how do we manage our days? And I think that there's a difference between successful people and unsuccessful people in the way they particularly think about approaching something new. I think unsuccessful people, when they have a big dream and they start thinking about what's going to be required to accomplish that dream, they get very limiting in their beliefs about themselves and what's possible. And specifically, they say three types of things. The first thing they often say is, well, I don't know how to do that. So they stop. They say, I don't have those things. So they stop. Or they say, I don't know, I'm not like those people. I'm not like that. And so they stop. But successful people have a different way. They have the same thing. Everybody dreams. You dream, I dream, successful people dream, people just starting out. Everybody dreams. Everyone has a vision. Everyone, if they can just take 5 minutes today and think about their lives, we could all come up with ways to improve our lives and reach another level of success, joy, happiness, achievement, contribution, fulfillment, soul. We can all elevate. But the challenge is that the unsuccessful people, they keep stopping when they think of what they currently know, have, or are. But successful people say, well, I want to do that, but I don't know how to do that. But instead of stopping, they say, well, then my job is to go learn that. They take their current limitation and they put it on their agenda as a job to do, as a thing to figure out, a thing to make happen. Instead of saying, well, I don't have that, they say, well, then my job is to go build that. Or I'm not like that. Then they say, well, then my job is to go become more of that, become that person who could accomplish those things. When I was starting to do online marketing for the first time, and I don't know how much of my story you know, but when I started doing online marketing, I was literally bankrupt. And I went from a place of bankruptcy to the point where I really committed to becoming successful at it. And in 18 months, I made $4.8 million, 4.6 collected. I mean, it was just a huge leap, right, in difference from bankrupt to multimillionaire in the span of 18 months. But what made that breakthrough wasn't that I had new opportunities. It wasn't that I had new technologies. It wasn't like, wow, there's the internet now. Those things were already there. I went from this level of thinking to this level of thinking. I used to say, well, I don't know how to build a web page. So I said, agenda, figure out how to build a web page. And I spent hours and hours and hours at nights, on weekends from my job, figuring out how to do that. And I said, well, I don't have one of those lists. I don't have any subscribers. Nobody knows who I am. So I said, job, Go build a list. Go get subscribers. Go add value and content out at the marketplace and they'll come. I mean, just keep putting stuff out there. And I also didn't say, oh my gosh, well, I have that dream. I can't have that because I'm not like that. Because I wasn't a public speaker. I didn't know how to do video. I wasn't like, well, I'm not one of those video people. Well, I'm not a public speaker. So I said, you know what? I have to go learn that art. I have to go become a better speaker, a better communicator. I have to go become more confident. I have to go become a person capable of doing these things. I have to change myself to get there. I can't wait for circumstances to change so I can have my dream. Then our dreams would never happen. We have to get to the point of maturity in our lives where we say, okay, two things are going to change my life. Something new is going to come into my life and make me lucky and blessed, and maybe I can't count on that forever. And maybe now, instead, I have to consciously design my life and say, okay, now, if I want to change, if I want my dream, something new has to come from me. I'm going to become a better person. I'm going to become a person who is more optimistic, who is more confident, who is more driven. Not because I am that now, but because we can grow. That you can become the type of person who you need to be to achieve your ideal life. You can start today living from your highest ideals, your highest sense of self, your strongest sense of self. You don't need permission. You don't need a guy like me to look at the video camera and say, you have now permission. But if you've been waiting for it, you have permission. It's like at some point in your life, you just say, okay, I have permission to become my best self. And by becoming your best self, you start to achieve your best things. You start to contribute better things. You start to become a better human being. You can do that now, today. So next time you're thinking about a big dream, don't think about the things that, well, I don't know how to do that, and stop. Think, I don't know how. So set it up on your calendar to go learn those things. I don't have that. Then set it up step by step to go build that. I'm not like that. Then set it up step by step to go develop those skill sets and those competencies so you can become that, and ultimately you can achieve that dream. It's there. It's waiting for you. Don't stop.
So I think that pretty much sums up our YTB Way presentation and how to become involved as a registered travel agent. So are you ready to start living the life that you have always dreamed of? Life's a trip. Help us plan it with Cruise Control Getaways. Thank you very much for your time, and on the next page I'm going to leave you with some of our contact information, and we hope to hear from you in the near future. Take care.